respuesta larga, podemos decir
hello,
yes,
hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
We're super ready for another
positivo de manera corta.
post show
Post.
on Monday. But why don't we say the reason that we're laughing right now? Because this is a little bit confusing and a little bit, I'm going to say, should we say that it's a little bit annoying or... I don't know. Tonight is going to be a different post show just because it was shocking right now when Monday Night Raw has brought us after Money in the Bank. And we have to start it with the main event. Why don't we start it? And of course, before we forget, if it's your first time, go ahead. Like, what are you waiting for? You can like this video. You can join the live chat. The live chat is open, of course. And let us know in the comment section, how do you find this? Monday Night Raw. Again, Alex, your ring announcer, commentator, and Carla, your analyst. This is your channel. And we want to make sure that you can get notified, of course. You can go ahead and so you can get notified for the upcoming live events. Much more information in the description down below. So why don't we talk about it?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the World Heavyweight Championship on the line between Gunther and the World Champion main event, Jey USO. Surprising match. Jey USO did everything. He did the frog splash like over 4 times. Sleeper holds back and forth between Gunther and Jey USO. I always thought that Seth Rollins is going to interrupt and cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. I guess it's not going to happen yet. They're going to try to lend it and extend a little bit. But it was a big shock and surprising that Gunther, with the sleeper hold, Jey USO couldn't make it anymore. Exhausted. And we once again have a new champion for the second time.
Yeah, but why don't we say two options that I could say, that I could consider why they decided to do this at last moment? Was this fear? Was not fear? What was the reason? Because we have a lot of stuff in the plate right now, and I understand that now we have like between the actual pay-per-views, specifically the tournament, correct? Of oh, hi, Chicken.
I guess
yes.
Chicken is here.
Yeah, I'm so happy Jay, he lost his title.
He's healed. He's healed.
Chicken Jockey 2.0 is healed. Yeah, we got Gunther's fans.
El pollo.
We got Gunther fans in
El
the
pollo
house.
loco.
Definitely, we got you. We got you. I mean, definitely, this is so true. Yeah, I assume a lot of people that they were waiting, you know, to see getting the title back. Of course, we're super happy. We understand. Yeah, but definitely, believe it or not,
I'm not wrong that Gunther won.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying he's a great wrestler. I like how he fights. But
y me puedes seguir, como te digo, en TikTok, en Facebook. Somos más de 12,000 followers, seguidores, ¿ok? Donde están aprendiendo inglés, obviamente. Y parlantes como tú, como yo, ¿ok?
The only thing I don't like about Gunther
is no olvides de darle ese like. Y te
his
veo
entrance
en el
music.
próximo.
I don't know. He's like it sounds like a soldier or something from Germany, from those times in the 50s. Boom, 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 you know. And from the 50s, and I don't know. It's not. They have to change his music or do something better. But
I can't hear you for telenovelas. Okay. But I
you watching telenovelas? Come on,
guess
Pollo
so.
Loco.
I guess so. I don't know.
So,
but you know what I'm saying, right? It's fine. It's just it really surprises us to the point that they decided to give him the chance to keep 8 months the title, correct? And now repeat the pattern. But again, we don't even know if he's gonna continue this long reigning, you know, for so many more months. I'm not saying he's wrong, but I'm saying what are the chances that, yeah, he can get the title back again, but it could be what, 1 month, 3 months now, considering that the amount of shows that we have and pay-per-views that is supposed to happen.
Yeah, but remember,
Exactly.
Gunther has, it was what, 500 or something days with the title? No, 200 or something days, 259 days, and I'm not mistaken, with the World Championship. So he might have it for a while again. Now, there's another way that you have Seth Rollins with the briefcase, and you have Night of Champions coming up. That who's gonna win the Night of? First, you got three things here. You the briefcase.
Hi, Matt. Yay, hey, what happened? That's a good question.
You got Matt.
Yeah.
Who's with us in the audience now? You got Seth Rollins, who has the briefcase. He can cash it in at any time.
Yeah.
Night of Champions is coming up.
Exactly.
We still have to find out if World Champion, this guy's gonna put the title on the line, or Gunther, who's he's gonna face for the World Championship at Night of Champions.
Exactly.
And the winner of the King of the Ring will face the champion at SummerSlam. Exactly. Now, we don't know. It can be any champion. It doesn't have to necessarily be Gunther. It can be against John Cena or whoever it is.
It could be anybody.
Because it's Smackdown. But it's still going to be a Raw superstar. It can be also winning the... So he has three things here. You got Night of Champions who will be fighting him. You got Seth Rollins with the briefcase. Or you got the winner of the King of the Ring.
Exactly.
So we have to see, but he has his options there. And he has to think about where he's going to go from there.
Exactly. Matt says, what Seth should cash in? Well, yeah, that's a good question. Everybody, well, my husband specifically.
I had a feeling that he was going to do it.
That he should cash
because he's done it before, and it happens before.
When happened?
It happened in a WrestleMania.
Oh.
The same day Seth Rollins won the briefcase in a ladder match, and he cashed it in the same day.
Got it.
So Alexa Bliss did the same thing the next day on Monday Night Raw.
That's the reason.
So I thought that Seth Rollins would have been the same day, but I guess not. They're holding it to see what happens. I guess because of the type of wrestler, which is this guy, Gunther. So
Matt says, you got people don't want to watch wrestling no more. Well, yeah, I mean, it's again, it looks like, I'm not saying it's wrong that Triple H is listening to the actual fans. Triple H is actually listening to the fans and somebody else, which could be Nick Khan, right? Believe it or not, in the media, they were saying a lot of stuff, and I'm going to say like that. Truly, huge percentage of people, they were just hating Jey Uso so bad. They were saying he's always doing the same moves, so repetitive, so predictable, so Jey Uso, half an hour singing, half an hour dancing, the whole Jey eating, da-da-da, you know how it is, right? The merch could have been enough, but it wasn't apparently because how many months Jey Uso was holding the title though? 3 months?
Since WrestleMania. So
that was
April.
Total of 2 months.
May, June, so that's 2 months, yeah.
And it's a total of, this is the final result and conclusion we noticed. Well, I just know it.
And I think he only defended like twice.
That's what I'm saying. The conclusion would be that Jey Uso was just good enough to hold the Intercontinental Championship for 1 month practically, and the World Undisputed Championship only for 2 months. I'm not saying it's wrong. It looks like the percentage of the fans, they were saying it's just bad. It's not quality enough. And on the other hand, you have Gunther that they were cheering up for Gunther. And of course, another percentage that they just hate Gunther so bad. You know what I'm saying? That they were saying that he was too boring, too old school, too. You know how it is, right? Yeah, chicken. Well, it's official. John Cena versus CM Punk, WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. A night and the champion. Seth Rollins wants cash in money, the bank press case. Yeah, I mean, what are the chances that, again, Seth Rollins, funny thing with Seth Rollins, did you realize that he's doing practically whatever he feels like?
That's the match I want to see.
What?
Nikki Bella versus Liv Morgan.
I want to see that match too. Seriously,
I want to see that.
That has to be a must watch.
That's Evolution.
I really loved it today. It was one of the best promos that I could say, coming back in such a way for Nikki Bella, you know. And before, I remember she was totally heel in how many years already. But now I understand that she's so friendly and so face, you know, like whatever she said right now, it fit perfectly. So I hope we can see both of them at Evolution, correct? Because it's supposed to be, everybody's supposed to be for women's. Hopefully we can get really great matches, seriously, because it's only women and you know how they get. Correct? I mean, yeah, we have to admit it too. And again, what are the chances that Gunther, how long he should get this title in your opinion? You can let us know, of course, in the comment section. How do you see this championship from now on? Because we're in June, and I assume that SummerSlam is going to be what? August, kind of?
August 2nd and 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
But Night of Champions is before that, so let's see what happens on that time.
So what do you think? You think he's not going to keep it until SummerSlam?
I don't know that. I can't tell you what's going to happen from here on, but I know he's going to keep it for another while right now. So let's see.
Right. Yeah, totally. Or Night of Champions. Yeah, totally. Well, again, why don't we go backwards? And the following highlight would be the case of, why don't we go for the shocking part? It was R-Truth. There is no more R-Truth.
Returning now. Now he's Ron Killings. His real name, Ronald Killings.
But tell us what happened specifically.
Came back and the top of the was announcing on the top of the table saying that he came back because of you guys cheering his name. But R-Truth practically said the same thing that John Cena has said.
Kind of. It's not
that
the same.
He makes R-Truth. They think that R-Truth is a clown. That he doesn't do anything. He just makes you laugh, and he's a comedian. So R-Truth is dead. Ron Killing is the one that's back.
But if you take a look in detail, it was like so dramatic, and the way he expressed it, like he was fed up with all the audience. Like, why don't you put 100% respect my name? So that's the reason I'm killing R-Truth.
No more Little Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy. You know who Little Jimmy was?
Oh, it was another one? Oh, I thought he was saying for Jimmy USO. Sorry, no, it's not. Oh, for who?
Little Jimmy was an imaginary friend with R-Truth.
Oh, okay.
So R-Truth used to fight and used to call and say, "Little Jimmy, let's go." And it was an imaginary friend.
What was the year?
I would say about 7-8 years ago.
Oh,
that was an imaginary. He supposedly he fought in tag team with Little Jimmy.
Okay.
Mystery tag team.
Right.
And it was a gimmick on that show in Little Jimmy.
Okay, that was the reason then. But what I'm trying to say here is that, again, this is the moment that R-Truth said it indirectly. I just came back because of you guys, because you are the fans, you are the reason, and you are gonna be all the time the reason. That's why he said it. And I understand, believe it or not, in the media we were so confused for a moment, like, who brought R-Truth back? And we have to talk about it too, because apparently media, it's been 100% confirmed that it was not specifically Triple H asking him to come back. It was specifically, what's his name? Nick Khan. So he apparently took his time, pursue him, till the end, and renegotiated.
Like Triple H says in the post show of Money in the Bank,
because he's never gonna need it.
This was part of the show,
but that was not part of the show.
Next part, like I say, you never know. Maybe or maybe not. His contract was gonna run out. Maybe not. And if it did,
yes.
If it did, it was because they already had another contract for him already, and they told him, "Look, we're gonna do a new contract. This is what we're gonna happen, but we're gonna make you say in media that you got fired, and we don't want you anymore, and we're not gonna renew your contract, and we're gonna change you to heel, and you're gonna come back and do this." That can happen. Now, Nick Khan is saying no because I hear the voices of the people and they're calling R-Truth back. That can happen too.
That can happen too.
But anything can happen because
it's not wrong.
This is storyline. So they bring, and what the Triple H says, it's all part of the show. So probably the name wasn't even released. They just did it to make up the show.
Yeah.
R-Truth probably was not even. Don't get me wrong. I never said that maybe his contract never. Probably did expire.
Exactly.
But it was already planned to renew his contract. Or he probably signed his new contract before it happened.
Maybe.
And they made the storyline to do this. Because
exactly.
They wanted to change him to heel. And then the only way to do it is to make a story.
That could
be. And this is the story today. They say, oh, let's do it in the media. They're going to be fired. And we're going to do a story now. You're going to come back and you're going to jump on John Cena and this and that.
Well, believe it or not, we got a little bit of sources that definitely they are saying kind of the truth, and I have to read it. Yeah, that's cool. I was gonna say we got some sources that they tend to be, I would say, legitimate. Okay, that you can actually trust. Yeah. So this guy, he put because I found it on Twitter. That's the reason, and I did not find it once. I find it like more than 3 times. So this guy, he put, per Fightful, R-Truth ignored multiple attempts by WWE throughout the week to reconnect. Despite the company's efforts, he remained silent until Nick Khan personally reached out and called him to work out in a new deal. And that's normal. That can happen. I mean, it's part of the business.
You have to understand something.
Correct. Yeah. I mean,
it can go all the way, but you have to understand too that media talks a lot, and sometimes it's fake what media says,
or it's true.
Like a lot of people think, and I know people, especially I live with one that gets into TikTok, and everything TikTok says, they believe it.
Hi, what's going on, JT?
Hey, JT.
Yes.
So
what's
gets into TikTok, and everything TikTok says, they believe it. Yeah. I'm not gonna say names and who it is, but they believe what TikTok says. So I don't believe whatever media says, because half of the time media.
No, what I said is sources in the media. Now, are different sources that they actually
but
work
some
for
sources
it,
they put in media is not real. They
some
put it just to make people believe it happened.
Well, usually,
and it's not true.
I would give the credits to Wrestle Talk. Usually, they tend to be legitimate.
Half of the
That's
time,
the reason.
But half of the time, they're not. They just do it just to get media.
So WWE make fake story about
released. It can happen.
Yeah,
they've done it before.
I mean, it's not wrong either.
They've done it before.
Yeah, they've done it before.
They've done it before to people.
Exactly. Because I have another one too, and I have to read it. Wrestle Talk. According to Wrestle Talk,
they've done it before.
All the credits they put. R-Truth has specifically requested the name change to his real name, Ron Killings, and we saw it today. It happened.
Look at this. When he used to wrestle 10 years ago in WWE, his name was R-Truth Ron Killings.
Oh, that was his name?
They made it anyway. They used to come out and say, introducing Ron Killings, R-Truth.
Right, but officially now it's supposed to be.
Now it's only Ron Killings. So they're back and forth with it. So that's why half of the time I don't believe what they're saying. Because this is storylines. They make a story to make the show. I'm not saying it cannot be true. But half of the time, they just do the story to bring the person back.
Yeah, it makes sense because this guy. Well, again, for what I read it, right? It says Ron Killings did ask for the name change to his real name as part of his new deal, as many had suspected. The advantage is that when the new deal ends, he will have had TV time as Ron Killings and can then go straight out to use the name anywhere. Makes sense.
Well, you have to understand Ron Killings is his real name.
Yeah, but officially,
so everybody leaves.
Well known,
they can see it somewhere else.
Correct.
Look at Edge. Edge left WWE, went to AEW.
Yeah.
What's his name? Adam Copeland.
Yeah.
Now they changed his name. Now his name is only Cope.
Adam Cope, right?
No,
Adam,
only Cope.
Sorry, Cope.
Cope. But he started as Adam Copeland. Superstar Adam Copeland. So it happens.
Yeah, makes sense.
If the name fits, they'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a matter of work. And I understand that most of the fans, they are like, okay, we're just stuck with that name, Like Penta, I don't know. It's an example, right?
That's another
It has to be Penta. Otherwise, how can I recognize him? You know what I'm saying?
That was the name. AEW is Penta Cero Miedo. In AAA, his name was Penta Oscuro.
Well, yeah.
Penta Cero Miedo. Hear what they did? Penta.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix is the only one that they changed the name to. They only left him Ray Phoenix.
There you go. It all depends on how it's been working.
Ricky Saints. It was Ricky Starks.
For Ricky Starks.
Which Ricky Starks is his real name.
Exactly.
They changed this Ricky Saints. The same thing. We have Mariah May coming in.
Maybe Mariah can be something.
They already said that they're going to change her name.
Yeah.
They can still, you never know. They might take out Mariah May and just call Glamorous.
Or Mariah something.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, JT says, so is Ron just going to jump in and out of the crowd every week now? That's a good question.
Probably for the storyline now, they probably does it. Just to do the storylines now.
But
it always happens like that.
Look, when he was taking those scissors, I'm like, whoa, okay, is this happening? Because this is going to be really, really new beginning, new everything, and new character, 100%. I assume it's heel. I assume so. I don't know if what he wants to do from now on is to make John Cena miserable life.
We don't know yet what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
John Cena
if he can get a title shot too, and it's gonna be part of the farewell tour.
John Cena didn't say much about him when he came out to talk, so he never he never said what happened. So we have to see what's the coming storylines for R-Truth and what he's gonna do. He probably can just do it for another week or two, coming out and talking like that and talking crap.
Exactly.
But we don't know because remember, R-Truth is 53 years old. Yes, he still has the physique. He can still wrestle, but how long more can he have? Can he be in WWE?
Since he has a lot of energy, you have Rey Mysterio.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
Rey Mysterio is another one. But Rey Mysterio is 48 years old, 49, almost 50.
He still has it.
And he still has the physique.
He still has it.
But how many injuries? He's injured again. How many injuries can Rey Mysterio you can get?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
And luckily, R-Truth has not got a lot of injuries.
Oh, he got a lot of injuries?
No.
Oh, he's never had?
He's one been lucky guy that he's gotten. He's been injured. Okay. But he's been lucky that he has not got so many injuries like a lot of wrestlers.
So you're trying to say that he's pretty professional because he assured himself?
The Miz is another one.
Oh,
The Miz hardly gets injured.
Okay. So it's not normal that a wrestler...
You know why? Because sometimes normally they know how to throw themselves.
That's what I'm saying.
They've been throwing themselves out and know how to throw themselves and been lucky that they have not gotten seriously injured.
JT says Ronnie is going to start a faction, and that's the truth and nothing.
But the truth, yes.
But the truth, yeah. I mean, against the liars of Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and who else? Bronson Reed. But why don't we go to the following highlight? I have to say it from now on. Look, hopefully with this highlight, because it was the coming back of Nikki Bella after I don't know how many years. Okay. Yep, sorry. Whatever.
The Bellatons has never left.
Oh yeah.
They have a contract, Legends contract with WWE.
Yep.
They just signed it about a year ago, I think I said. So they have signed with WWE. They have not left. Practically, when you have a Legends contract, you're not there, but you're still there.
Yep.
They don't need wrestling. They have
money. Yeah, that's true.
They have their own wine. They have their own wine factory. They have their own broadcast now, so they're all good. Podcast, just I want to bring. I don't know about Brie. Because Brie Bella is with Daniel Bryan, or, Bryan Danielson, you guys, his real name. I don't know what happens there. But Nikki Bella, single mom. Yeah. You guys read the story about the domestic violence she had, and she got a divorce and all this. And you just want to bring her back. And I guess she still has a physique to wrestle.
Yeah.
They're making a storyline with Liv Morgan. So I guess because she was announcing Evolution, the new Evolution, that's probably the storyline they want to make and make her versus Nikki Bella one-on-one at Evolution.
Exactly.
Why was Liv so angry talking to Nikki?
I missed the beginning of that.
She lost the fatal 4-way for the queen of the ring elimination because of Roxanne. Roxanne Perez is the winner, so she's pissed of that, and also. The little story between Dom and
But it was perfect when Nikki Bella, she came, and she started talking and all this stuff. Because she was practically giving all the credits
even though Liv Morgan
to the women.
Nikki Bella got attacked, but...
Yeah, for the women's division and all this stuff. And it was just perfect. I just love it.
They brought her back because they want to make a match out of her at Evolution. Because remember, Nikki Bella fought at the first pay-per-view of Evolution. The first ever Evolution she fought. And she, in that time, was women's champion.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was. I think she was Divas champion. She was the Divas champion.
I thought she had more titles. Though.
No, Divas championship. She never held the women's championship. So she fought for the championship. So we'll see if this match, which I think is going to be happening at Evolution, we still have a month and a half to go.
Yeah. Well. One of the things that I was checking in the media, they are saying rumors again. Sometimes the rumors, they actually...
What, a month?
Yeah, they actually work. So they were saying they want to put Jade Cargill on purpose versus Charlotte Flair.
That would be a good
Evolution.
Match. That would be a good match.
I would love to see that match. That match could be fire. I'm telling you, the same size, same everything.
That would be a good match.
That'll be really interesting. Chicken says, all right. Both two. I will see you soon. I gotta go to sleep. See you in Dynaman on Friday. Yes. Thanks again, Chicken Jockey. Yes. Totally.
Loco, I see you.
You can tell us in the comment section, of course, everybody that is entering to the live chat, drop it in the comment section. How do you actually like this Monday Night Raw? Shocking again results, because now we got a new world's heavyweight champion again. They're
I thought you were going to say El Grande Americano.
No, I said that. General. Again, second round for that championship, which is crazy. Nos vemos el miércoles. Sure. Well, no, we don't do AEW, but yeah. But we got you. We got you. We don't do AEW.
Hispanos, el pollo loco. Español.
Right. We don't do AEW, but we watch it. So yeah, that's going to be a 4-hour show.
Pollo loco. Where you from, pollo loco?
Yeah, I mean, definitely that was something really to talk about it. The other highlight, of course, which it was really impressive, before I forget, it was the King and Queen qualifying matches, King and Queen of the Ring, right? But for the men, I mean, that was a good match.
We had Penta, Braun Breakers, Sami Zayn, and Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Yep.
And I predicted too. I used either Penta and Sammy, but I don't think Penta is not even ready to be champion anymore.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
Penta, I think, is ready for a Intercontinental Championship or a Tag Team Championship, stuff like that. But I don't think he's ready to be champion. So, but Sami Zayn is. He's been champion before. So I think there's a shot.
Hi, Tyler. Yes.
Tyler Raymond. Hi guys.
Happy Monday. Hey, yes.
Raymond Silva. You're Spanish.
Okay.
You're not like a pollo loco. Well, that's true.
That's true. We will see if Jade can hang with the best. Yeah, I mean, that'll be really interesting to see it. We've never seen them one-on-one. You know, I want to see that match. But anywho, sorry. What?
Thank you for Sami Zayn that he won, and it is time. It's his time. He said it the other time. He said it the other day that the only thing he needs right now is a championship.
Yeah.
And he's calling it.
Well, I was born in
the United States. My mom and dad, they born in Guatemala, and also I was raised too.
Oh, hey, cool. Guatemala. Yeah, Guatemala.
Hey, I know Guatemala. I've been there twice.
Yes. I mean, one of the things that really caught my attention, again, I'm not saying Penta, he's losing momentum. I'm not saying he's losing momentum. I'm saying that I would love to see much more Penta, but it looks like it did not work specifically with the Intercontinental Championship. Okay, I thought he was going to get after that rematch. Something was going to happen in the rematch that he had it with Dominic Mysterio. It didn't work. So you can tell when something is done, you know. So apparently now it's another chapter. Penta, now he's getting into the tournament. Fine. But most of the wrestlers, when they get into a tournament, you notice that. I mean, you got a lot of competition, and that competition on purpose, you can tell that it's really rough.
Yeah.
It looks like it's not going to happen for you. I guess what they were looking tonight specifically, it was, you know, because of the seniority, you know. Sami Zayn, he deserves now, you know, but it doesn't mean that he's going to win it. So we're trying to understand the tournament, how is, you know, advancing practically. But I have to say it, Sami Zayn, I'm not saying he's not going to win. If he actually goes to the finals, that's going to be huge. Because he's always been claiming and, you know, asking for the championship. And he's always so confident about being champion, but a world heavyweight champion.
Well, he's been Intercontinental champion. He's been tag team champion. He's been NXT champion. The only thing I think, the only championship he's missing is the world championship.
Yeah,
and I will give him a chance at least for a month, but I will give him a chance to become champion.
Yeah, it'll be really cool to see, you know, Sami Zayn. I'm not a big fan of Sami Zayn, but yeah, I mean, we need something different too, you know. And again, the other one, Dominic Mysterio, he has a title. Come on, there was no need. I would have even put Karrion Kross. Funny thing,
I think they just put Dom just to fill up the gap.
I'm not complaining, but it looks like Karrion Kross. He's
Dom
never
is just probably like another clown.
He's not gonna appear anywhere, anytime.
I think Dom is just like another clown, so they just put him just to fill up the gap.
Yeah,
and just put him there just to say that we have a wrestler in the match. Exactly. But Dominic is just like I say, if Dominic is Intercontinental Champion, I don't know how.
Yeah.
But to tell you the truth, and I said it many times, Dominic Mysterio has been incredible since 3 years ago, 4 years ago he started. This kid has, and I guess I will say it that since he joined the Judgment Day, he's been a big, I would say a big influence because they have taught him so much into Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor, even Carlito, that he's learned so much in wrestling because when he started with his father, you see him in the ring and practically didn't know what the hell he was doing.
JT says, what are the brackets for men and women?
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, why don't you mention?
Let me finish this right now.
Oh, sorry.
Let me talk about the finish. When he started with his dad, he didn't even know what the hell he was doing in the ring. Yeah. And now he's having matches by himself, and
it took a while.
It's just
working perfectly.
I would say, and if the one day the Judgment Day will be disappeared, I would say he can do it on his own.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Now
he can do it on his own. For now, before no, now he can do it on his own. And I give him props for that.
He's a jobber. Okay.
I give him props for that. Yeah. Well, let me see the bracket right now for the men.
Let's check it out. The bracket for the ones that they don't have an idea what's gonna happen now in the tournament. Tell us about it.
Well, for the bracket we already saw for the men, it was Sami Zayn versus Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Dominic Mysterio. Winner is Sami Zayn. He's qualified. I think he continues to the second round. Yeah. Which will be in 2 weeks. I guess it will be the last week before the pay-per-view. The second bracket will be, I think, this Friday. If I'm not mistaken, it will be LA Knight versus Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes versus the returning Randy Orton. We haven't seen Randy Orton since WrestleMania, or more than that. So we're going to see him again.
So next Monday, who's supposed to be for men?
Next Monday for Raw again, we got Sheamus.
No, the men.
We got Sheamus, Rusev, Bronson Reed, and a mystery opponent. We don't know. On that part, what I think is, it can be only 3 wrestlers. Yeah. What my thing is. AJ Styles, the returning Dragunov, who's been out for over a year.
That'll be impressive.
Or, when he comes back. Tell you, I don't think it's going to be carrying a cross.
JD says, Dom has the blood of Latino heat.
Yes.
Oh, completely.
I don't think it's going to be carrying cross. So it can be either
I doubt it,
AJ Styles, Dragunov, the returning, or
Dragunov, he could return.
Even though he's lost his world championship tonight, it can be Jey Uso. So, and in the final match for the men of next week's SmackDown, it will be Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura. Which you know, Cody Rhodes is going to win that one.
Well, yeah, we know. So, I mean, some of the matches are extremely predictable, I would say. So, but you know how it is.
For the women.
The other highlight was this one. Sorry, before I forget, let's go in order. Okay. So, that was our true thing. The other highlight, let's go with the women. The women was pretty much advancing. Roxanne Perez, what a match. I'm telling you.
It was Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Kairi Sane versus Liv Morgan. And at first, it looked like they were helping each other out between Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan back and forth. But you can tell Liv Morgan doesn't like Roxanne too much. I guess Dominic is in the middle too.
Even though they were actually teaming up practically, they wanted to get rid of Rhea Ripley.
How so special is 2 women fighting for you? Oh,
jeez,
that's incredible. I wish I was on that spot.
You wish what?
You
wish to get a chop, you said?
Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez getting to no. I love to the match that was like that between Liv Morgan and Roxanne.
Okay.
And Roxanne.
I missed that part.
And you believe Roxanne fighting for me, Stephanie Becker and Lola Vice?
Come again?
I say Lola Becker is now in the.
Are you thinking loud?
No. Stephanie Becker is in the qualifying match.
Okay. That was not a thought.
I know, not a thought. No.
What was that?
No, that was. I'm just saying the qualifying matches.
Oh, okay.
And Roxanne Perez getting the victory. Liv Morgan almost got it. And getting the victory. With,
hey, now we got Gunther in the house. You want to touch? I can practice.
I'm talking about the.
I can practice my job.
I'm talking about the qualifying. Okay. So Roxanne Perez continues and will be in the second round of the qualifying. So you can put the bracket now and tell me what's the bracket.
You see, Alex.
Wait, the bracket is gonna be whoa. It's right here. I'm looking away. Okay, so is this one? For the women, it was this one. No, sorry. Oh yeah.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We just saw it was Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez getting the victory, continuing to the second round.
Right.
We have the second match for the Smackdown will be this Friday. It will be Nia Jax, Piper Niven, Machine, and Jade Cargill. Yeah. Which is going to be this one ridiculous because Nia Jax has fought already in
Nia Jax.
Last year, Nia Jax and Jade Cargill qualified for the. And what happened? Nia Jax won by disqualification. They fought each other outside the ring. Yeah, so I don't know if that happens this year again. Let's see in that part. Another qualifying match will be on Raw. It will be Asuka, the returning of Asuka, versus Ivy Nile, Raquel Rodriguez, and Stephanie Vaquer. Yeah. And then on SmackDown next week, Charlotte Flair versus Candice LeRae versus Chelsea Green versus Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, and this is huge. Seriously, next week is gonna be so interesting. I mean, having Asuka coming back in such a long time, and now again, in case you didn't know, Stephanie Vaquer's dream opponent is always has been Asuka. Okay, but about the other contenders, again, I understand the typical ones. They could be part of the tournament, but we know that they're not going to qualify all the time, which it sucks. You know, Ivy Nile, if she does not qualify again or advances or whatever, you know,
no, Ivy
it is what it is. We understand. But I can imagine, like I was saying in the watch along, and in case you didn't know, you can, check it out in the description down below. So you can be part of the watch alongs. I was saying it's going to be messed up if Asuka coming back after, I don't know how many months. How many months?
Asuka,
1 year?
No, it's a year and a half she's been out.
A year and a half?
A year and a half.
Whoa, that's a lot of time.
Almost like Charlotte Flair did.
A lot of time. But I'm telling you, if she does come back next week and she does not qualify or advances into it, that's going to be messed up. And then you have all the fans complaining about it. Why would you do that to Asuka? Why you know how it is. Because Stephanie Vaquer, she's taking all over the place. She just got a Money in the Bank, again, pay-per-view, correct? And she's just advancing and growing and blah, 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 blah. You know how it is. But I hope I can see Asuka and having momentum again because it's been a while, JT, Queen Roxanne, King Mello. I would pick Finn, but he's not in it. Oh, Finn Balor is not?
Oh, that's another one.
Oh, Finn Balor is not.
It can be another one for Raw. Yes.
Irkundo, yeah. What's going on, Irkundo? It says, no more WWE for me. Why they do this to Jay like that? We want to understand.
Finn Balor's another one that's missing.
We want to know.
There's a mystery opponent. It can be Finn Balor as well.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. We don't know. We don't know what can happen with Finn Balor now. It's just unpredictable all the time. But I'm saying, that's what I would say at this point. Roxanne is killing it. Okay, it was like I was saying with my husband. We were saying it. Miraculously, you have to get rid of Rhea Ripley in a match all the time. I understand Rhea Ripley, she's, the best one. I understand. We know that. But it's funny how Roxanne Perez, she could be tagging and just doing the whole teamwork. And with Liv Morgan tonight, it was crazy.
I'll tell you, this is another superstar, another girl that has done amazing since she started.
A lot.
She came already from another company, championship, Ring of Honor Wrestling. She was the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and she started Ring of Honor. That was her first company,
right?
And she only lasted 6 months with Ring of Honor.
Oh, it was 6 months,
and she was already champion.
Well, I have a little bit of extra information on that one. Sorry to interrupt you. Apparently, she's been in the Indies for a very long time.
Before Ring of Honor.
Yeah, yes. I'm telling you, huge matches. I was just scrolling and then I found it on YouTube. I'm like, dude, this girl, she's been working so hard.
So,
seriously.
6 months later, WWE contracted her. Her real name is Carla. Spelled the same way and everything. Carla Gonzalez.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez started NXT. Became NXT Women's Tag Team Champion, the first ever Women's Tag Team Champions.
Exactly,
with Cora Jade. Became NXT Women's Champion twice.
Yeah.
The only title that she did not win was the NXT North American Championship.
Yeah.
But did it really fast in NXT. I was amazed that they didn't bring her to the main roster so quick.
Well, she got a condition thing for a moment and whatever.
She had a condition when she faced Mikro Satomura, and she got collapsed, and she had a problem there.
That's the reason something stopped. And
but
whatever.
I guess also WWE was trying to train her more at their way.
Yeah, because even though she knew skills right now,
even though she knew they were trying to,
resharp
her at their way in NXT. And NXT is that what they do is they sharpen her off. And already she's been on Raw pay-per-views, Royal Rumble stuff already, but they haven't had drafted her yet. Now that's when she got drafted to the WWE, to the main roster on Raw, and already winning the Queen of the Ring, the first half of the tournament. And I think she can become champion in the future on the main roster already.
Yeah,
and she's only 23 years old.
Yeah, I mean, what JT says, Gunther warned Jay he was doing too much by helping everyone out. He got hurt and it cost him his title. Good storytelling. It was amazing. It was unbelievable. Seriously, I mean, it was for a moment. I remember when Gunther in the storyline with Jey Uso, it was losing momentum for a moment, but then they put Jimmy on the storyline. They could create that heat at the end of the day. Like, we need that rematch too. So it's been up and down, but I really liked it too, because we got totally the opposite. Because Gunther and Jey Uso are totally.
But understand this: when they bring wrestlers to WWE, if you are noticeable and already people know you, they're gonna bring you to the main roster.
Oh, yeah.
Just like the Motor City Machine Guns came to the main roster.
Yeah.
Penta, Ray Phoenix.
Exactly.
Well, you're not that noticeable. That you're not very noticeable in that aspect. They get you to NXT. What happened to Ricky Saints? What happened to Ethan Page? Yeah, they've been in other companies. But if you know, Ethan Page in AEW was never champion.
No. Oh, he was never?
He was never champion.
Oh, but he was a TNA tag team champion though. I saw him with what's his name? With the guy who was in AEW. Josh Alexander. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
He used to team up with him.
I don't remember that.
Well, I just saw it in Medium.
Ricky Saints was never champion. He only did the TNT championship.
He did it?
And the tag team.
Yeah,
that's it. He was never world champion. So WWE wants to look at Jade Cargill. Yeah, she came as TNT champion, the longest TNT champion.
TBS.
A TBS champion, but was never that figurated with wrestling at her spot. So what happened? WWE wanted to put her and mold her in their way.
I would say with Jade Cargill, it took a little bit extra time to train her.
I think they had gotten her contract about 3-4 months prior to that, already signed. She went to the Royal Rumble, I think 2 years ago. She started, or last year, she started the Royal Rumble once.
Yep.
We never saw her again, like 3 months later.
Oh, that's true. I remember.
And supposedly they were gonna be her. She was gonna be in NXT. She never was in NXT. Mm-hmm. But I guess they were training her backstage for NXT.
Exactly.
And then bring her to the main roster. Mm-hmm. So that's what they do when they see you. That's what Dominic should have had done. Dominic should have gone first to NXT. Yeah. Because of the father, they made him to the main roster.
Yeah. Still, it was a training thing because, I mean, if you're teaming up with your dad, either way, your dad is going to assure that you are already ready. You know, you are trained already.
And there's two wrestlers that are still haven't not made their WWE debut.
Who? What?
They have signed contracts already with WWE. I don't know when are they going to start. The first one we have is Lance Anoa'i. He's the son of Umaga, the cousin of the Usos. He's in the list. I don't know. Supposedly he was going to start in NXT. Mm-hmm. Then I saw the other day he was going to start in Evolve. But they haven't started him yet. I don't know if they're still mourning him weird. Or what's going on with him. Yeah. I don't know what's going on and what's going to be with him.
Darius says, what do you think next to Jimmy Uso? That's a good question. Jimmy Uso right now, I'm not saying he's in the limbo, but it looks like now they want to create something with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
They could team up. I'm not sure.
You never Jimmy and Jacob can be a tag team now.
That'll be nice. Interesting if they get all together, but
that'll be nice against Solo and.
But that'll be messed up because that means that what Jimmy Uso he couldn't be a potential champion as a solo. Is that what you're saying?
I don't see Jimmy by himself.
That's so you're not seeing Jimmy Uso?
Jake, yes, but not Jimmy.
Yeah, it looks like it is true.
And
yeah.
And another one that we're still waiting their debut. Mm-hmm. And this is a big guy. He's 6'5".
Who?
365 pounds.
Who's that?
Julio.
But you told me
he is signed with WWE. Oh. He is in the list. That's the one that he's part of the Uganda family. I think he's part of his brothers, stepbrothers, because he was adopted by Haku. So he's stepbrothers of Tangaloa and Tanga was it? And Tangaloa
something.
And
okay,
I forgot the names of the other one.
That one. Yeah.
Tamatanga. Mm-hmm. Tamatanga Tangaloa are the stepbrothers of Julio. Haku adopted him. Mm-hmm. He's 365 pounds, 6'5", wrestler than New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, but that's messed up because
we're still waiting his debut. He is signed already with WWE. He has a contract.
Unless he's having extra training.
Sorry. I just remembered. Another person that wanted to release in the future.
What? Oh, okay.
Another wrestler that is on the list to be released.
Who?
Omos.
Well, he should. I'm sorry.
He still has a contract with WWE.
He has not been utilized like he should. I was checking an interview. I understand he has the condition because of the way he has and
the
how
height.
tall is he, the height and everything.
Yeah, a lot of people when they're big like that, they have they have a disease of highness. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know until what point they can hold a contract like that.
And I'm gonna talk about this, and I don't like talking because it's kind of sad, but
what happened?
People that have that height don't last age that long. Well, they die very young. Young. Yeah. So, well,
hopefully that doesn't happen.
We have one that he's in his 50s already, almost 50 something. The great Khali.
Oh.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's 7'3".
He was.
Oh no, he is.
Oh, he is. Yeah.
Sorry, he lives in India. Yeah, he's from India.
I got confused.
7'3". He's a Hall of Famer. The great Khali is the only one that's 50 something years old. He's still alive. But people like that height, the Big Show is 7 feet tall.
Oh yeah, he's 7. That's true.
A Kane.
Okay.
Jacob, whatever, Jacob something. These people are high. Undertaker 6'10". So a lot of people
6'10".
A lot of people that are that height are not.
No, but that's a different case. No, you're confusing about the height with the actual condition. Somebody has a condition.
But no, a lot of wrestlers that are that height.
Stuff. That's
a lot of but I'm not saying because Undertaker's healthy. No, Kane is healthy.
I meant to say really genetics.
I understand that's what I'm saying. A lot of people that are that height are that part of genetics.
Exactly.
The Hall of Famer, first Hall of Famer in history, 1993. Andre the Giant.
Exactly.
Was 7'4". Double hands like that. He was from Paris, France. He lasted only about 40-something years old. He died in 1993 because of his height. Though, in the history books, there was a guy called Robert Winslow. Was the tallest person in the world.
Oh, wow. That's another story. We're talking about wrestling.
I'm just saying the height, what affects.
Yeah.
8'5".
Well, that's abnormal.
Died at 21 years old.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Because that's what happens. What happened to Andre the Giant? They had to put him in pieces and different places because he didn't fit in the box.
I can imagine. And so what JT says, Jay about to make that wrong turn. Sorry. He slowly will blame the fans. Jimmy tried to keep Jay from heel Roman.
That's when that Roman Reigns is right now doing a movie, so we don't know when he's going to return.
Yeah, right now, Roman Reigns is supposed to be focusing
if he does return, I would say it would be SummerSlam.
Well, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a SummerSlam. Now we have a lot of shows, like live events and all this stuff. And maybe
that's one of the biggest shows.
He can come back at Night of Champions. You don't know.
Nah, I mean, it's too soon for that.
We're not. We don't know. It looks like the advantage of having those live events can bring a lot of surprises, can bring a lot of returns, can bring a lot of switching character. You know, it happened last Saturday at Money in the Bank. We saw Jacob Fatu practically. I assume so. He turned on Solo, but now it's gonna be Jacob Fatu face. Everybody's saying about that, you know, like.
Oh no, he's gonna be face now, of course. Well, this storyline is.
There's a lot of changes at every live event for some reason.
You know what I mean? you know what I mean?
So what are the chances that Roman Reigns can come back? The following highlight, it was of course Becky Lynch. Because now Becky Lynch is all about the women international.
The returning Bailey looks like a Joker now with purple hair. The returning Bailey, and I don't know what Lyra Vaquera is going to be in the storyline here, but I think it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Bailey at Night of Champions for that championship.
If that happens at Night of Champions, it's going to be really
unless they put a triple threat match, but.
I would love to see a triple threat.
I don't know.
I really would love to see a triple threat. 8 feet tall. Imagine trying to do a lockup with him in the ring.
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
Exactly.
That's crazy. I mean, let us know in the comment section. And of course, you can like this video because we want to know your thoughts. What do you think about this whole thing with Becky Lynch now? Now she's taking all over the place.
Now the JT is saying, I'm going to look up a wrestler. They used to be 8 feet tall. And yes,
I'm talking about right now, Becky Lynch. Come on. But I mean, what are the chances that Becky Lynch can, I'm going to say like this, she can have the title really, really to the point, I'm going to say like this. What are the chances that Becky Lynch can have a longest reign, the longest reign ever, just like Gunther did it? Because one thing we have to recognize about Becky Lynch, I understand a lot of the fans, they are like, Becky Colgan, she's doing whatever she feels like. Now she's like Charlotte Flair, you know? She does whatever she wants. She's a crybaby, blah, 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 blah. But we know clearly that if right now they create an amazing storyline between Becky Lynch versus Bailey, and I don't know about Lyra Valkyria in the middle, I have no idea. But if it happens, it's going to be really interesting because for what I understand, correct, Becky Lynch and Bailey, they used to be super united because they were, what, the Four Horsemen? How do you call it?
The Four Horsemen, yeah.
Correct. But again, we're talking about in the beginning when they were teaming up on NXT. Everybody was super friendly and all the stuff, best friends, whatever. But now it's another face of Becky. Now this is 2025. So I would love to see seriously the heat and the whole story between Becky Lynch and Bailey. Seriously, Lyra Valkyria, I understand she still needs a rematch, like a typical moment, you know. But I mean, until what point we can get an actual storyline where they can guide us, you know, to see
the two future legends, because we know clearly that Bailey, she's a future legend, and also Becky Lynch at this point. Thanks again. Time to get ready for my overnight job. Whoa.
See you till next time.
Hard working completely. Thanks again, JT. Lyra might take time off, to get married. That's a good one.
And I'm mistaken.
Hi, Yvonne. What's going on? How are you? Yes.
That Robert guy that I said, now 8 feet tall. He was 8'11", almost 9 feet.
8 foot. You're crazy. You crazy. No, forget it. I mean, seriously, this is so cool. I'm going to say it like that. What are the chances that, again, Becky Lynch and Bailey can be created already? We've never seen in this 2025 something like that. I would love to see it, a Night of Champions. What do you think about that one?
It looks like that's the storyline they're trying to make. So I would assume, that would be the way to go. There's a superstar I was talking about. He died at 44 years old, 8 feet tall. He fought The Undertaker twice.
Oh, okay.
His name was Jorge Gonzalez. They call him Giant Gonzalez.
Oh, I remember now.
He died. He's Argentinian, right? He died in 2010.
Yeah.
In Argentina. 8 feet tall, 461 pounds. 44 years old. He died from diabetes.
44 years old? Well,
he died of diabetes.
Yeah, that's
because of so height that but he faced The Undertaker. And The Undertaker was hard to defeat him. It was not that easy.
Of course not. That's not an easy opponent.
And I'm going to show you one day the match that they had. It was WrestleMania 9. WrestleMania 9.
Right.
We're going to see it one day.
Okay.
Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9.
Right.
You haven't seen that match?
No, we haven't seen it.
Okay. No, I have seen it. I'm going to let you know.
I haven't seen it. Well, we haven't seen it together.
I'm going to let you know the wrestlers in that part-time.
The other highlight, we got still Chad Gable.
Probably this Sunday. I'm going to make you see it.
We have another highlight. It was the match between this guy, Chad Gable versus
AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. All banked up Chad Gable, saying that he had a bad match with Vikingo, and to tell you the truth, all his injuries were from
just because
a Grande Americano.
The Grande Americano,
not because of Chad Gable. He fought because of all the ladders they put on him.
Yeah, all the ladders, exactly.
So,
but it's really cool that now we see Chad Gable much more in action. I would say, like he said it in a Twitter, we were talking about it in the live streaming. He mentioned that he was feeling so alive. I mean, of course, if you're getting momentum.
And if you hear it, AJ Styles said earlier in the interview, Chad Gable is one of the best wrestlers that Raw has right now.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to do his moves. He knows how to throw himself. He's incredible how he wrestles.
Yeah. And I guess he got much more recognition in this type of match that he had against Vikingo because it's another style. Mexican wrestlers are totally different than American.
Their wrestling is totally different.
Exactly. I mean, it was challenging for Chad Gable at this point to show the skills that he has, all the package. Still, because it's been a while, he's been in the company too. So yeah, I would say definitely Chad Gable, he's improving and he's present, and that's what it is. No, he's present in the actual shows all the time. And that and that helps so much to regain not only respect but also recognition. You know what I'm saying? The other one, the last highlight, because we did all the highlights. We tried to check all the highlights in this post show the other way. We started backwards.
Exactly.
We try to do stuff a little bit different sometimes. And again, if you haven't followed or subscribed, like, what are you waiting for? You can go ahead and hit the bell. That is for free. And we really appreciate it. Again, Alex, your ring announcer and commentator. Carla, your analyst. We tend to do a little bit of reactions and watch-alongs. And, of course, you can double-check in the description down below our podcast that's called Wrestle Splash Podcast, so you can know about the latest episodes. I mean, the last part of the show, which it was, I'm not going to say shocking, because I guess everybody was expecting to see how was going to be the farewell of John Cena. We have to see CM Punk. But when? with John Cena. So finally, it happened tonight.
It happened, ladies and gentlemen. The match is set for Night of Champions for the Undisputed Championship. John Cena versus CM Punk 101. 10 years in the making. They haven't seen each other fighting 101. And tonight, they have the official match already. Night of Champions 101. And that will be the main event, probably.
But, I mean, one of the things that we have to admit it at this point, it looks like the farewell, like you were saying it had brought so much excitement to John Cena. Like
he's having fun.
Exactly. And this is the moment when you can say, like, oh my God, I'm gonna retire and I'm gonna assure myself that I have the best farewell tour. It happened already with Randy Orton. Like you told me, they've never fought after 20 years kind of. We had a huge match. I really loved it. It was really interesting. And we knew that he was not supposed to win. I mean, I would have loved to see Randy Orton like always.
It was just because it was in his hometown.
But it didn't happen. So whatever.
It was in his hometown. That's what
exactly. But now we're having CM Punk. And I understand that CM Punk, it looks like they don't want to put the title ever in him. I could be wrong. I don't know. He deserves title shots. Yes, he deserves. I don't know. What do you think on this one? I don't know. It happened in my mind for a moment. Like, what is this? That he came back to the company after, I don't know, 10 years almost or whatever. And what, he's getting a little bit of extra discipline because he's not getting any championship or what? What do you think?
They've done a lot of stories with CM Punk. So
I'm saying for championships.
I'm saying for a lot of stories with CM Punk, not to let him win the championship, Elimination Chamber, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. Last week or 2 weeks ago, they did a qualifying match. They also lost. So this is the time, and this is the best storyline they can make against the guy that he met. He did 10 years ago.
Yeah, and funny thing is that something that CM Punk he's proclaiming now. He said it clearly. I'm not here because I just wanna the popularity or the bragging about it, just like you, comparing to you now at this point after 10 years or whatever. Now I'm doing is to listen to the fans and taking care of the fans in reality. Comparing to the scumbag that he used to be before.
Scumbag.
Exactly, I said it. That he used to be before with that title in his hands. That's why he said it specifically. So, hey, what's going on? Isaac. Hey, Alex and Carla. I went to the weekend concert tour show a few years ago.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Oh, for the weekend. Yeah, he meant to say the band. Yeah. Cool. I mean, this is gonna be really interesting. I hope we can see it as a main event. What do you think? Is it gonna happen?
That should be the main event.
It should be the main event, correct?
So let's see.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Let us know in the comment section what do you think about this one so far. This is a huge opportunity for CM Punk, even though he's not gonna win it or not. I just love it. Exactly. And I was gonna ask you again, for the ones that are not that super related with the following pay-per-view that is supposed to be Night of Champions. We understand it's for the championships. What are the chances that we're gonna get all the championships ever? I'm saying tag team championships, Intercontinental. Is it gonna be everything? Or
I don't think it's gonna be everything because there's a lot of titles, and if that happens, it has to be like 10 matches. And I don't think they're gonna make 10 matches out of it. So I will probably say 6 matches the most.
Correct.
So we have to see what happens, and we already have 1 match set. So let's see what else happens, and we have the qualifying women, King of the Ring and Queen. So let's see how it goes from here on.
Right, heels from the Weekend Sun F word.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, what are the possibilities that again we can get? This whole thing, I'm going to say it like that. We can get a full pay-per-view completely. Like, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. What are the chances? We're not sure again. And what are the chances that we can have a lot of changes in those titles? That's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
And best part of it, again, I would say, considering that now Triple H is booking it specifically, no more than 5 matches. No more than 6 matches. I assume that
Yeah, it's just
probably
like
Saudi Arabia will probably be more matches. So let's see what happens. Probably Saudi Arabia will allow to have more matches, but we have to see from now on. 2 weeks away and a half for the show, so we'll see what happens.
Totally. And something else you wanna?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, join us for this Friday night. Friday night Smackdown will be live from Lexington, Kentucky, from the Rump Arena. So join us from 8 to 11, 3-hour show on USA this Friday night.
You wanna continue?
What?
Do you wanna continue?
No, that's fine. That's an hour already.
Okay.
So just ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about a little bit more about this Friday Smackdown. We'll talk about it more after the post show of Friday Night Smackdown. Any more questions you guys have, let us know.
Totally.
And we'll see you this Friday.
Exactly. So huge reminder, we want to know in the comment section. We'll be reading all your comments. How do you see this Monday Night Raw? Shocking Monday Night Raw. Now you have Gunther again with the championship in his hands. No more Jey Uso. I doubt it. I don't know. I have a feeling he's not going to get a rematch. I don't want to say it. You're going to say it. Exactly. Write it down in the comments. Let us know. Okay, I see you Friday night. Yes, WWE Smackdown.
See you on Friday night Smackdown.
Isaac, thanks for coming. Again, and also, if you haven't liked this video, you can like it, of course, and subscribe on time because much more information in the description down below for you, my friend. And we really appreciate every single subscriber, every single follower, a little bit of YouTube, a little bit of Twitter, and TikTok. So definitely, thanks again for being part of this super community. Alex, your ring announcer and commentator like always. And Carla, your analyst. We'll see you this Friday for Friday Night Smackdown.